comprehensive recap?
I wouldn't say comprehensive, but recap, go. Uh, in the Lightspeed travel on the way back, Asa investigates Whisper and he finds that he has Lobot cybernetics installed. Remux helps with inventory and steals an item. Lynn gets an estimate on the items we procured, which is approximately 12,000 credits. Dr. Beige is very protective of the egg on the journey back. Oren monitors his back channels and finds there is a bounty on the dock and us. Guido ponders her encounter with Captain Viz, and then we land safely. Sol reclaims his ship. He made sure to reclaim his ship. And there are crates lying around, so it looks like we just missed Bort because he'd been there and unloaded. The urchins are kind of settling in and starting to do minor chores like runners and things like that. We met up in the meeting room, had some small talk and a few drinks. Asa checks the systems and finds some data which was secreted and we don't know about, but he leaves a trace. We discussed the bounty that Oren had found on everyone, and the data is not accurate except for Guido, who is named, so like full description and name, and Oren, whose description is a perfect match. We have a party in the common room, and there is some talk of pod racing. Following this, is there anything about the party that anyone wants to mention? Because that's all I have. I know lots of little shit happened, but no, moving on. Following that, we do the mission briefing. The mission's on Tatooine. We have to. There is some Hutt royalty that have a super healing blood, and the surgeon. What did I get wrong there?
Trandoshan.
Yeah, Trandoshan.
Trandoshan, sorry. Yes. Okay, it's the Hutt
Hutt party. Yeah.
Yes, it's the Hutt party. Sorry. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Trandoshan royalty that have super healing blood, so it's 4 times more effective than normal, from what we've heard. And the surgeon has desires on it. So there is a dad, a mom, a son, and a daughter who are going to this banquet. Their names are Bosik, Shin, Tesnek, and Shen. And the son and the daughter like to party and can't read what that says. Get loose in the city? Sure, let's go with that. And we need to extract a vial of this blood. A bonus is on offer for a second vial, but no more than that. We plan, grab supplies, and Sol flies us off planet. We scout the Hutt, which is the premier party hangout on Tatooine, and we should be able to get in. Kira jazzes up the speeder. Click-Clack searches for Overwatch, finds a good bell tower that seems pretty good. It has views of both the banquet and the Hutt. Kira pulls off a massive trick to pull lots of attention when dropping Lynn off at the Hutt. And the Hutt is this awesome venue that has like a very swamp style to it. Hot, humid, and swampy pools to swim in. There are lots of security people for all of the people. They seem to be like VIPs, and everyone's got their own security. Very chilled music. Lynn gets an invite to the banquet from Baron. I didn't catch his name.
Baron von Skila, S-I-L. Baron.
Yes. Skila. All right. Guido takes the lay of the land inside the hut and finds 4 exits. There's one that leads to the roof, one in the kitchen, one in the bar, and the main door. Kira chats to the doorman to try and smooth things over for tomorrow night, to get the party on the list for tomorrow night. More money changes hands. Click Clack secures the rooftop and scouts for alleys, etc. And then he also found a emergency hideaway, if I remember correctly, in case shit goes bad.
Was it like a speeder pad, or was it an exit under the ground? I can't remember now.
So you went
Oh,
and
The roof speeder landing as well, and then there was like an underground tunnel away.
yeah. So you went off to explore the venue to see around the venue. Party is going to happen. Spotted a high up like speeder pad where people dropped off. That was
VIP people though.
Around the outside, there was lots of doors and windows, but they were very clear as you walk. People that were security thing. You then headed back off in city close by to find a safe house that had an emergency.
I should have just carried on reading my notes instead of trying to remember. And that is it. So I didn't record us going through all of our planning because that's not what actually happened. That was just us talking about plans, and then I would have had 30 pages to go through rather than this.
So the only thing that was missed from the party was a time trial race was agreed between Tech and Kira to prove who could drive the pod race fastest. Manners. Soon. The names, I'm not sure if you said the first one. Tesvik Bosick was the father, Tin was the wife, Tesnek was the. I didn't hear you.
I didn't say Tesvik Bosick, I just said Bosick. So you are right to correct me.
So we left it off. So we left it off where you guys went into the nightclub, you obtained all of the information, Kira paid off the doorman to make sure that you were on the list for night. Baron von Skida had invited you to +1 to the banquet. For that, you had sort of planned to try and sleep. I think Guido spotted all the exits. Is that right? Exits.
You certainly have the crowd,
yeah. And then Click Clack obviously did all these bits outside while you. I think it's kind of relative on time. You might have been. So I took that all as nighttime, late night. So jump to the. So this is the morning of the party. After what are your morning, afternoon? Tell me what you guys are up to in the mornings and prepping, putting in place that you get.
I Click Clack, having scoped out the bell tower or the tower that he found as a primary location, he's going to go up there and stash his gear up there ready out of the way, like his blaster rifle and stuff, just so he's not seen walking around on a rooftop by a bustling party with weapons. So he's just going to go and tuck that away early in the morning. He's grab food and bits like that, so he can go up in a more conspicuous manner, or more inconspicuous manner when he goes up later.
If I recall, while Click Clack was carry on my Remember while you were on the roofs, you found a safe route, not require you to roll, and there was also a route that require you to.
That was quicker,
That was quicker,
and it had a big jump or something. That was the roll, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yep.
Hero.
And they were from sort of the bell tower, or not the bell tower, we could call it a bell tower, the random unexplained tower or close to the venue that then go back to the nightclub, wasn't it? That was to the Hutt.
Yeah, so the tower was kind of like halfway between the venue and Hutt.
Yep.
Hero,
Cool.
anything you doing this morning?
Yeah, Kira will just play with speeders, tweak them, refuel, shine them up, make them look smart.
Are you on getaway?
Yeah, well, on the getaway vehicle, and the one that's going to drop Lynn off, right?
Yeah. Well, no, Lynn actually got an invite. Lynn got an invite for Theron Von
to actually pick up.
I remember her saying what transport we used, but you were.
I was thinking more of like the transport from the event to the club.
Ah, right. Okay, no problem. Okay, no worries. Okay, Guido, what's going on with Guido this morning? What are you prepping?
Guido is preparing her rifle, making sure her scope's aligned, the barrel is clean, all the other things one does when they've got a snipper. Scoping. I guess she's also been at some point to this. Is it clock tower that Nick? Not Nick.
Let's just call it the bell tower because everyone keeps calling it the bell tower. So we'll just call it the bell tower.
The bell tower.
And that
Yep.
makes it easy.
She will have scoped out the bell tower, see what vantage point she can get, where she can set up and stuff.
Are you flashing your weapon up here as well?
Probably a good idea. Yeah. She's reluctant to do so, but she realizes, makes sense.
Spend time with Click Clack, who points out route.
I absolutely do.
I mean, Click Clack originally says, "Go and get your own fucking tower."
Just stern, like.
Maybe you should have sounded the roots yourself.
I was indoors scouting.
I'm so sorry.
We just did the recap, Richard, which was
Okay.
what kind of happened, and we've just dropped in the next morning and what people are doing. I'm doing morning, afternoon, and then.
Cool.
So, Guido, you spent some time with Click Clack, who Click Clack told you get your own tower, and I missed. Did you share each other the routes on?
Yeah.
So, wondering if that happens and you're going to use.
Did I?
What
is Lynn doing this morning?
Lynn is 100% getting ready for the banquet tonight. Practicing swallowing whole bananas and, just making sure she has everything she needs. I mean, she's got a beautiful outfit. That was all sorted. She brought that with. But then, just taking good care of herself.
Take a bath.
Pampering.
Yeah.
Okay. Remix, what are you?
If there is somewhere private, he will be meditating. Things were a bit mental on the last mission, and he's just trying to restore a bit of balance within himself. And he's meditating, knowing that there's challenges coming ahead and he needs to be focused.
Okay. How concentrate? Oh, how well you do?
Yeah, let's. What one of those white ones?
Yeah, that's it.
He's having a lot of intrusive thoughts, which are overpowering him. So he's trying to meditate, but he keeps having flashes and visions of what he saw, the figure on the other planet.
Don't adjust your take two.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone's done something in the morning, but some weapons being stashed and speeder tweakage going on out the back. We've got wrong, some self-care going. Okay, flipping over to the afternoon. What do you guys do?
Go after a burger, all right? Couple of beers,
Tanked up before a mission.
just chill out.
I feel like there's something we should be doing. You know, when the DM asks these kinds of questions, like, something we should be doing.
For metagame
You should be
perspective,
replacing that microphone.
I 100% am not sure on what your plan is. So therefore, I'm trying to establish what your plan is. There were so many things thrown out last time. No, I'm happy for you to try all of them. I'm just trying to get a gauge of timeline of what's going to happen. You don't have
I
to
don't think we know.
No, you don't have to do anything to the afternoon. We can just completely wing it and go straight to the
There's nothing else for Click to do in the afternoon. He is ready. He is prepared. He's not going to go scouting around in the sewers in the middle of the day, because that's just asking for a torrent of shite. Maybe he will see if he can. I'll tell you what he will do. He will absolutely go to a what do they call them? Not an outfitters. Where you buy work clothes, but like tradesman
Tailor.
work clothes. No. Workman work clothes. There's a name for that provision here. He will go and buy some generic workman outfit, so that if he does get caught up there, he will look slightly less, again, a little bit more inconspicuous. Maybe he'll splurge out and buy a little toolkit. Oh no, he'll have a little toolkit. He'll buy a proper, work overalls. He'll buy some overalls and a hard hat, or whatever. There's no health and safety in Star Wars, as we found out, with no handrails anywhere. But he'll make himself look a little bit more inconspicuous if he ever gets challenged about being up on the roof at night.
Lynn will. I'll go for it. No, you go.
Speaking of inconspicuous, Guido will she will get up the bell tower. When it's calm. When I don't know, around about the time when not so many people are around, they're all perhaps distracted by some activity or there's some event. Just nobody notices, and she's just basically just gonna get set up there. She's gonna become one with the tower so that she can.
Like 2 o'clock when everyone's having a siesta, because it's blazing hot on the Hutt world.
Probably the best time. But yeah, she's going to become one with the tower and scope out the area, prepare herself for the oncoming potential storm.
At some point, Lynn will try and get the team together, like nearing mid-afternoon, kind of getting near to evening before we leave, to just kind of recap the plan. While she's having this discussion with them, assuming everyone's happy to come and just to have a quick recap.
But Guido's now in the tower, so
Guido might have to attend remotely.
yeah.
They're on comms. Yeah, they're on comms. Lynn will ask Kira to help her get ready, and she's going to be getting ready while we're having this discussion. So she's going to be like getting changed in front of everyone and, doing her makeup and stuff. And she's not body shy at all. She's just, she doesn't care. So she takes off her clothes and she's putting on new clothes, and then she tries this outfit and moves this piece and does the next thing and whatever. And hopefully Kira's like girly enough to help a little bit. And then we'll talk about like the plan while we're going.
Kira get dressed?
Kira's gonna get dressed up smart athletic, if that makes sense.
A dress with a
So-
large slit down the side so you can run.
Yeah, maybe
I
more of
feel
like
like
a cat
Kira's gonna wear
suit
a
or something,
pantsuit.
like a like, ready to like do some athletics, but like not Lynn level. Don't want to take away any of the attention, but also want to look good.
You've got the the sapphic black suit on, but it's actually made of elastane, so it's stretchy rather than being your traditional suit cotton that doesn't stretch so much.
And then before we got to that time, Kira's gonna just scout out the routes with either take like a scrappy speeder, not the nice. I don't want to get the good one dirty, but might just drive up and down the roads and back alleys and things a little bit just to like get the lay of the land in case, so she knows where to go if something goes wrong.
Give me a pilot planetary card.
Oh, superb!
So you drive around, fly around, speeder around. There we go. Around the sort of city in the immediate vicinity, and you map out all of the routes from safe house, Hutt, even a venue that you know. Right, if you're in a hurry, route this corner, that corner, and be out into. So we're going to add you a device, and that can either be streetwise for you on foot running through.
Oh.
Remix, other than listening to this virtually person.
Remix is hanging out with Lynn and with Kira, but particularly sticking with Lynn. He is a bodyguard and he wants to appear to be a bodyguard. And any plans that Lynn has, Remix needs to really know what's going on so he doesn't fuck things up in the evening. So he's sticking with Lynn so he knows exactly what's going on.
So, in the afternoon, just before you do, yeah, you're in the tower. Get up there, no issues at all. Get yourself set up with your rifle and rifles just laid out, ready. You hear like a thunderclap, just a fun, simple thunderclap, and just following the sound, you look up. Now you may have Star Wars movie. They enter the atmosphere. Large thunder. You see an absolutely monstrous ship. Shape doesn't anything. Kind of blocky, square, kind of like an orangey, kind of keep. You don't. You're like looking up at it. You wouldn't go, "That's a Star Destroyer." It doesn't like that at all. So you can't put. What you do see after a minute of watching it is bay doors open from this distance. Bay doors open, and then another large vessel comes inside. Start to come, and they have a warfare check, which like it at hard. Bit of a distance.
Two failures to advantage.
It might be. Oh, there you go. Sorry.
You see down on the bottom of this ship, huge piece of equipment, and although it vaguely looks familiar, you can't put your finger.
I assume it goes to the spaceport? Like,
No, it's too big. It actually goes to out. You notice it has wheels.
I will relay this information to the rest of the party.
Andrew, I have a war. Oh, no, sorry, you're the wrong character. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. I thought you were in for a second. No, don't worry. Okay, so Lynn relays what? Not Lynn. Sorry, Guido relays that he's absolutely monstrous ship jumped into the lower atmosphere. The bays have opened up and the ship has dropped, coming down towards the planet, and hanging from the bottom is absolutely monstrous land vehicle with large wings. Part of that.
Okay, cool. Now what?
Lynn wanted to use this opportunity to do a quick recap. So, all right.
Okay.
So, darlings, this is the general recap. Just Guido, comms check.
Hello.
Clack, comms check.
I'm right in front of you. Hi.
Are your comms working?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, good. Everyone else, I assume your comms are working.
Testing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is the plan as I understand it. Now, please correct me if at any stage I have gotten this wrong. Plan. I go into the banquet alone. On my own, with no backup, no support. Remux will be there. Hopefully I can get a bodyguard in. Should be able to. That makes me a lot easier. I thought I'd be alone. Never mind. Onwards. Convince during the party, somehow lose the Baron. If I can't lose the Baron, bring him with. And convince the children that son and daughter, whose names are Tesnek and Shen, that they need to come out partying with us. And I know the best spots. I've got the hookup. If they want to see a good time, they need to come with me. And we leave the banquet probably towards the end of the evening and head out to the Hutt. Any objections or corrections so far?
Just hold out your hands for a moment, like your arms for a moment, so I can help get this jacket on.
Thank you.
You're going on a date, right?
I am accompanying a gentleman to the banquet, yes.
What about this
What?
perfume?
What about the other one?
Would for the other one.
Can we mix the two?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, Guido says over the comms, why would you mix them?
Why does that matter, Remux?
We're just checking. I remember that correctly. I've had a bit of a difficult morning.
Yeah. Have you shaken off your difficult morning? Because I need you sharp when we get in there.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I promise.
Okay, cool. I trust you. Once we have gotten to the Hutt, we will go in and secure ourselves a VIP area because we will have dignitaries with us. It's going to be simple. They are visiting dignitaries, a prince and a princess. There's no problems. We're going to get like the VIP area all to ourselves.
I think these diamond earrings would help with that. What do you think?
Definitely.
Hard note from the GM there.
They qubit zirconium. But they do look like diamonds, don't they? We get in, we get the VIP area. We keep partying. We make sure we're having a good time. And then this is where option A starts to happen, right? we should probably have a contingency if that first part doesn't work out the way we expect it to work out. But that can happen later. Let's go for best outcomes first. I will try and convince them that I need a sample of their blood, one from each of them, to make sure that the narcotic that I'm going to be sharing with them is safe for their particular anatomy, as I've been partying with people and it's gone badly. I don't mind if their security crew draws the blood themselves, etc. It doesn't matter, as long as we get a vial of blood each. I will hand off said vials to one of my security crew. Kira will go off and validate that they are okay to take the narcotics. And hopefully, Kira, you will make a handoff with someone to get those blood vials safely out of there. Hopefully. See. Then, if all goes well, according to plan, we carry on partying, we start tripping balls, and we have a great night. Call it a day, job's done, back on the ship tomorrow morning, off planet, everything's a win. Click clack.
What happens if they don't want to party with you?
Who wouldn't want to party with me?
Missions do not account for ego. What if?
Sure, we can play hypothetical games, but what if a Star Destroyer drops out of orbit and blows us all up? I mean, that's as likely to happen as them to not want to party with me.
It is a legit question then.
Okay, fine. If they don't want to party with me, then Kira, you will be awaiting as transport for me, and we will hopefully have dropped enough hype about the Hutt to them that they will still want to go there, even if they don't want to go with me. If that's not the case, Kira and I will follow with Remix in the speeder. Keep our distance, follow them wherever they go to party. And then I am not a strategic expert, but that's the limit of what I'll be able to do. So the rest will come from you guys.
I think one of the plans was I pin them down and we take the blood by force.
Yes, they do have a security team.
I could take care of them.
Yes, you could. And that will be plan E?
That's what the eyes in the skies can help with too.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys can get them to somewhere open, we can take out as many of the security forces as possible.
Yeah.
So I just want to point this out. But assassinating the Prince and Princess's security force is likely to get us on their shit list.
That's why
You
it's
know
Plan
these
D.
blasters have stuns, right?
I know Guido's rifle does not have a stun.
My sword doesn't
Guido
have
has a
stun.
blaster rifle.
The rifle is projectile. I do have a blaster. I could try and use long range if necessary, but it would just be flesh wounds. That's all. I'm not going to aim for the head.
And
Like
Remix
last time.
has fists.
Guido, I've seen your flesh wounds. Remember when you shot that guy's arm off?
And his mate's head. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Didn't he say gun who is fired?
Okay, so that can be hopefully last resort. So if they go to a new location, what is our plan for getting it?
Do we have the extraction device?
Take one.
Guido, do you? Yeah.
What?
Sorry.
Guido did bring that stuff along.
It's what you were going to use to take
Mhm.
the blood and test it.
Oh, I thought you were about the thing that.
I thought there was a remote one that we
You
were.
had the bullet, not the bullet, the projectile that you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is Guido gonna keep that? Guido? You might be far away at the tower to be able to make use of that.
We've got both, haven't we? We've got the projectile drawing thing, which Click Clack made, and then we've also got bog standard vials, which Remix and Kira can have, because we're going to be the ones up close.
Yeah. So we'll have that for normal plan. I'm just saying if we need the long-term plan, it doesn't help if somebody in a bell tower is too far away from the action to use the projectile.
Right. You'll be moving around, won't you, Gary?
To you.
Well, in that case, you can drive Kira closer, surely, if they go elsewhere.
Okay. So it sounds like a lot of wing it if they don't go to the Hutt.
We're going to win plan A. How about this blue scarf to get that over the line?
Blue's not really my color.
Oh,
What about the white one?
that's silk. Let's go with that.
I like it. Okay, so other contingencies worth discussing. Get them to the Hutt, but they don't want to give us their blood.
We get them into an alley.
I mean, offer them a good time. Offer one of them a good time, and then sleeper hold.
I can't do a sleeper hold, and if it's a good time, it'll be just me and them.
Yeah.
But if
But some fluids will be extracted at least.
not sure that the surgeon's going to be interested in those fluids, but you never know. Worth a shot. But if it does come to that, I will definitely be able to tire her out, and get her high to, even if she doesn't take the blood test, get her high, and then hopefully she'll fall asleep. And then someone who's sneaky. Anyone good at sneaking?
Stealth. I have
See-
4 green.
Seeing a lot of this going on.
Do you want it more specific?
Oh.
Okay.
Len, what's your policy on people harassing you? How ruthless should Kira and I be? And if anybody comes close, do you want us to keep them away? What about...
As I said before, you are the security expert. I'm leaving all of that to you. You decide. You can read my mood. You can see how I'm feeling. You are also the threat analysis expert. I don't know if the person's carrying weapons while they're sneaking up or trying to get handsy or whatever. So you make the call.
Kira, we don't want to scare off the kids, I suppose.
I think let's take guide from what the other security at the party are doing.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe a little bit more vigilant.
Good idea.
Anyone else want to talk about any contingencies, or are we happy to just wing it when shit goes wrong?
Yes. The best plan is no plan.
Do you spend the afternoon no planning and trying to work out all the contingencies and everything else while getting pressed. At a point, does Click Clack leave, or is he there until the whole planning? So, coming towards thing when the start, Guido, you see ships and the airspeeders start to arrive, smaller ones, dropping people at the VIP. And some of them aren't, and they're dropping them ground level, and they're walking. You now see one of the doors open. It's got the red tape posts.
What? Just something else we forgot to do in the afternoon before you go too far ahead. Lynn needs to get in contact with her boyfriend to arrange dates for when he's going to pick her up and ting off.
I prepared a bit for this. Sorry. So during your planning, sorry, Guido, I'll come back to you. So during your planning, I believe they exchange numbers. You get a message from Baron von, who asks you for an address, but not going to give. There, it happens to be Andy, and to meet. He says, "Meet me at 7 o'clock downstairs. Greatest carriage, anybody." So back to you again. So you see airspeed is dropping people off at the VIP landing pad, and then they're flying away again. Some are coming in on the ground. Of course, as the time starts to pass on, the ships start to get bigger. And then, but from far away, they're like. So, Lynn, the time's coming up. You've got about 20 minutes. I assume you. After a tiny bit of time, a bit of noise, you hear a couple of from outside the front, and a couple of Jewbacks come past into them. Behind this chariot of gold and silver, and sitting upon it on a red cushion, Boromensky, giant bow, not like a normal, absolutely giant bow, wearing like a reddish maroon suit and dark blue shirt. And he looks the happiest man. He sees you and goes, "Oh, Lynn, I'm so glad we're here. How do you like chariot?"
It's charming, and certainly is going to get noticed.
It will, because is turning up with livestock, you see. Everybody else has paid for speeders and air speeders. Oh, should we go? We don't want to be late. We can seats.
Absolutely.
Gestures carriage. And the carriage doesn't look any better from inside. It's like really cheesy colours, but don't quite mould and wonderful. Driver happens to be a tiny droid. Onward, please. And it turns around and you just see it go, and then the jukebox stuff.
I assume that Remux gets on before me.
We could also follow on foot because they're not quick, are they? So Kira and Remix could just walk beside, I guess.
Yeah, I think
Where is his security?
I think he would insist that way. Or this hotel isn't far. It's like a 5 to 10 venue, so it's not. And the whole. Sorry, go on.
Sorry. And you asked where's his security? Does he have any?
No.
Right.
So on the way, he says, "Oh, you lovely. So glad you. I know that you had. It's so great for my reputation that I bought such a lovely day. And I must say, the outfit that you have on is fantastic.
Oh, this old thing.
There's
I just threw it together at the last minute.
too long while the
I'll lean over and adjust my shoes and then sit back up.
it's going to be a wonderful evening. It turns and you see this straight little road, it's not too far. See the venue up ahead, and some outer lights have started to come on as the town, um, like searchlights. They've started to come on around the venue, pointing in the sky to show it off the grand event. And as you're marching, being marched by up the street, more airship speeders are coming in and landing, and they're actually passed by other speeders, looking quite flash and glamorously. As eventually you pull up to front, where down quickly. Oh, my lady, and holds out. Let's go. You walk, you as it were. You yeah, you notice people are looking at him. He is a fashion designer. Why did he come to a party like this? People are looking at him and then looking at you and going. And he leads you up to the door and he goes, Baron von Skieler, and presents his introduction to the person who looks sort of very confused, him and very confused. Yep, all is in order. You and you, especially you, the tall one. Yep. No guards inside. All the bodyguards have to wait outside here. And he points to a little, like, lobby door area and says, "You can wait in there. There's refreshments." Dark side. And as he opens the door to try and show you in, see a load of disgruntled bodyguards, all armed, just like trying to look through the door to see if they can see into the party. You're muted, so I didn't
You flipped a light side point to dark.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm gonna put that back and then flip the dark side point to light that you were going to use.
Thank you. Yeah, so that you go in there and there's a lot of disgruntled bodyguards all talking to each other, going, "I can't believe I can't even get a job. I hope they're okay. I hope no one's going to get murdered in there." And then you're ushered in. You can see though that there is another door, and there are people going out, and they can't go anywhere. They can either just leave or they can. Kido and Click Clack, you are on the. You will see this happening. You would have seen Lynn talking to Baron von Skida all the way up the road. Wonderful, wonderful carries he had.
When we spot it coming up the street to the hotel that Lynn's in, I will say to Guido, let me just borrow your scope for a second. It needs recording of this. And it will just put a tiny little data pad against the scope, so it essentially records what he's looking at the scope. and then we can just record Lynn going into this lovely vehicle with this well-attired man on top.
And you watch them go up the street all the way to the venue, where you actually watch Remix and Kira being led into the side room. And what a venue it is. Well, arm in arm. Very much the same as you. The doors people are looking at him going, with her, but obviously. And this is very grand. There is neon trees in here, plants. They're illuminating the space. There is large silk-like ropes coming down from banners coming down from the ceiling. Some of them show visuals of the huts. Others are just decorations. There is an absolutely monstrous table in the middle, completely like a thing type thing. There is droids walking around with drinks. There's an upper level, very clear, where the VIPs are coming into. See through the floor because it's glass floor. There is lots of dancing going on. There is music that you can hear off from the side room being played and projected. There's a lot of people already. You notice is entrance on the side, so you haven't seen guys from the photo. I have not seen all these other people beforehand. When you go in, feel the ground shake slightly. Hear a couple of glasses as they knock together. Primex and Kira, feel the ground shake, and all of the bodyguards in the room look around at each other and look at you, and then look at each other, and where's the ground shaking? And you try to sort of get out the door, but it seems to be a bit of a mad rush. You do eventually get out. Guido and Click-Clack, you feel this rumble in the tower. It sort of shakes and drops. And you go, how's it like that? Turn around. From the direction that Guido saw this land vehicle dropped off, you see a huge land vehicle, 8 wheels, coming down the track towards the very clearly armed. It's orange colours, absolutely monstrous. It towers so far above all the buildings, and it is just creating a rumble and a half. In the people coming out of their homes, their businesses, they're all just going. And there's people on the streets that are getting out of the way quickly because it's no care in the world.
Is it bigger than a sand crawler?
Much bigger.
Oh. Shit. I'm going to relay this information. Actually, have you got an earpiece, Lynn? You must have an earpiece. Or at least Remux and Kira do. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to relay this.
They can see it.
Oh, they can see it? Oh, okay.
They've walked out the door that they're allowed out and they can see this. The only person. You guys, you relay the information. It will just kind of dumbfoundedly.
Giant bogey heading your way.
You see this vehicle pull all the way up towards. Think it's not going to stop. It's just going to crash into this building. I'd like be under attack, and then it just stops. After a few minutes, a ramp comes in front. You see through your Royal Guard of Trandoshan step down. Ramp. East behemoth of a vehicle. They stand at the bottom to attention. And a few moments later, come, can only presume, is the king. Followed very shortly afterwards by children and more guards. They walk all together in a directly party without being stopped by guard, not stopping. They're just straight into the party. Lynn, you. Oh, sorry, go on, Rex.
How are the children behaving? How do they appear? What kind of mood can we see there? And if anything,
I'm gonna have a daunting perception check.
Okay, let's give it a go.
Or out with you.
Oh, I'm not having much luck with my feelings. I'm going to try perception. I'm not terrible at it. 1 yellow, 2 greens, and 4 purple.
Purple, yeah.
It's probably not going to happen, but let's give it a go. Oh no way! Look at that.
Jesus. So they've got their poker faces on.
Uh-huh.
So you like they've got their poker faces. However, you notice just a very sort of twitch of the feet to go in, a little bit of disdain for as they clearly showing that not showing you. The threat got though staring very intently at this royal family going past. Guard clocks you and sort of gives you a bit of a stink eye because
Remus will nod in respect.
you've sort of been staring intently at.
Okay. Remix will relay that to everybody on comms, that what he's been able to discern from their current mood.
So, Lynn, from inside, there's like a bit of little bit of disarray because rumbling. People I don't know what it actually was, and then all of a sudden there appears to be a hush go over the crowd, and you all turn back towards the table and see the royal family come out. Nobody's been allowed in with bodyguard. Their guard. There's a path. A few people stop and greet them, and the king and the queen sort of bathe and
50 meters long compared to 37 meters long. It real big, real big.
what are we talking about?
The size of a juggernaut versus a sand crawler.
Where were we? Party. The king and the queen come in the party. So they stop to Paul, who really know, and their guard is sort of strange. They've made like a kind of a box. The kids are kind of hanging back a little. It's not their. And after watching them for maybe an hour or so, got Baron on. Love to meet the king, and there's a hut. And he, would you like some food? Would you get some time to yourself? And you kind of just relay to the while you're on your a little bit. After a bit of time, they do heal off. Kind of like they've done their protocol, as it were, and then they sort of heal off. But they are still followed by a segment of pets. Hang very. And occasionally, not too long after a real commotion, look like see that a large skiff arrived at the VI drop-off point, and you can surmise from that information that a hut has arrived at the party. It looks very much like a hut.
What's the hut security detail like? Can we see that from the security area? No? Okay.
You're on the lower level, they're on the upper level for the VIP drop off at the top.
Guido, what's the hut security detail like? Can you see from up there?
I assume I can. Dan?
Heavy.
Hit.
More
heavy.
More than you would have seen.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Yeah, relaying this information.
Are they going in?
Looks like they are.
Dankvark.
Makes things a bit more difficult.
What is the children's security like?
Or Trandoshan. Just those two. And
4 each.
4 between.
No. Okay, so 2 each.
While I was scouting around the outside, did I find any way that we could look inside through any windows or like a platform on the back of it? Cool.
Saw windows.
That's what I thought, but
can't see him.
Is there
Menu
any?
stays in it.
Is there any? Do I see any opportunities like in this last hour or so for me to? Because I'm dressed a little bit less like a bodyguard, like to maybe accompany somebody else in that looks lost and in need of a partner, entering the party, like hanging about.
Roll to me.
Perception again? Or how hard?
Flip me a light side point, and you will be able to find somebody that's clearly been stood up. Maybe he was waiting for a date to arrive. Clearly been stood up. But what I will
Right.
have, persuasion check. Offer your services as
Alrighty.
I'm going to give you.
Is that coercion? How difficult? How bad
I'm
was
going to
the
give you
stand-up?
average, but I'm going to give you a blue die because it was a bad. Okay. So you walk over to this guy who is clearly been stood up, trying not. Can I help you?
I think I can help you. I'm no good standing out here. I think you and I could help each other.
What do you mean, madam?
I mean, you look like you could use some company, and I could use a drink, and there are none out here.
That type of gentleman.
I'm not that type of lady.
Oh, fantastic. So, what do you?
Ooh, only the best. I hope you can find something good in there. I never know what these parties, what options there are.
Sure, I can find a drink. Help us climax. Been with this Salonian woman, as he hands over his ticket. The guy on the door sort of you up and down as if he's seen you before, but there's been a lot of people passed through. So he sort of says, "Yep, thank you very much for your ticket." And you see very similar to what, let's say that the banquet table, little streamers coming from the ceiling, some with emblems and stuff on it. The music seems to have got louder, and the party seems to have got louder. Wouldn't know that Linwood. People have had more drink. Like a wonderful.
I'm gonna sort of like look around to see where Lynn might be, and then over time, sort of like gradually nudge my new date into like in that sort of general direction. So I'm not walking straight up, but sort of like working the crowd and the bars and things to like get closer.
So where is Lynn?
Lynn spends a little bit of time observing, just looking and waiting for the right opportunity to go and, get near. I mean, if actually first she's going to start with this. Baron, darling, I would oh so love to meet the prince and princess. They look like a ball of fun.
Me too, but she'll
That's so unfortunate. People who place limits on themselves are meek, unattractive. It's just unfortunate, is all.
Give me a moment. I'll try. Oh, I'll try.
Shall I come with you?
No. I need to give them a formal name and title in order to try and for you. Great honor for me, and to show you off. It'll be fantastic. Wait here, and he runs off and come over here. What goes on? He walks straight up to the prince and are just sort of entertaining somebody. They're talking to them, but they're clearly not him. And he kind of seems to forget the guards are there. And as he walks past the first one, a fist all of a sudden connects with his stomach. He goes, "Oof! Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to introduce myself to the prince and princess." Trandoshan goes, "Away, sir." Pushes him back, like pole armors are back away. And the prince sort of look at what's. You notice there seems to be quite a lot of people trying to get. But then you notice that the prince kind of asked Baron and casually leave the bar. I imagine you've got one elbow on the bar and one leg up in a triangle shape. And he sort of his eyes kind of linger a little bit too long, and back to sort
Just before he takes his eyes off, she'll just give the slightest of nods. Just like almost imperceptible, but just a slight nod.
Baron comes back to you, rubbing his stomach again. Sorry, my dear. Trying to broken something. Just gonna go to the bathroom, and you see him sort of half stooped bathroom for fresh.
Okay.
Kira, Lynn's at the bar.
I'm not going to head directly to the bar, but I'm going to head to that sort of vicinity, and just be nearby, and like hopefully Lynn notices me, or I'll say something louder than usual in my voice so that at least like catch some attention, if she doesn't immediately notice that I'm there.
So you kind of nudge your new mate, who I haven't named, over towards the bar, and you loudly pronounce that you and Lynn sort of comes on in the pub. Edo, quick clack. As night starts to leaving from, you notice more lights come on top of the. Shortly after, kind of a light show, like a firework light show. It's not light show; it's like lasers starts to go. Everybody inside the party, and then the music starts. Music that was being played inside now being. And strangely, it's kind of a heavy metal kind of vibe. Electrically, bit of a combination of that, and it goes on for about. You see some airspeed turn up, and not too late in the night. The crawler is still there, hasn't moved, still got its ramp down, it's close. Can I have a perception check for both of you, as you've had time to observe this average bad. I'm going to keep that threat for later. You both you both look at this vehicle, monstrous vehicle, towering above houses. And when it first pulled up, like, thinking yourself, what the hell was going on here? But now you've had time to study. It, rings a bell in your brain. This is like a kind of an Imperial model, or similar to an Imperial model. But it's had some heavy mod. Actually, now see that. Hold on, they used cannon there. Turret there. Yeah, before. Like you notice that there is a lot more front than you would have expected. Normally, two. This has got quite a few. Also notice that there appears to be, and very clearly along the side, you've got the family. Remix, you've been in this room full of these bodyguards, and they're all chatting. They're all getting a bit agitated. Some of them have mellowed out a little bit because they've been food. Some have mellowed out to the point of, don't worry, they're in a party, royal, but no harm is going to. Just enjoy yourself, have a few drinks. Your ward will be fine. There's others that are pacing back. They weren't obviously as prepared as you. You guys have weren't as prepared. Into. But you notice throughout the night that you can clearly pick out elite guards, rent-a-guard group, as the elite ones are all alert, sipping water, listening to, and all the ones that aren't necessarily rent-a-guard, they're starting to become. They have represented, but you notice about half of them, kind of like a 50-50. Some of them look for elite people. Let's go into you. Okay, Lynn. Kira.
Can I ask a question? Did you say there was another door out of the room? Did you say there's one door in, which you've all pushed in, and then there was another door out? Did you say?
Yeah. So as you came to go into the party, all stopped. You were pushed over into a door, and that basically stopped you from going into the party. Go out another door that puts you outside. And you could go outside and walk around and look at the entranceway again, going, but you can't go back out the door.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. Remix is probably leaning against a wall, listening in to what people are saying, and occasionally going outside to see what's going on outside. He hasn't really made friends with anybody or anything. He's just kind of standing and listening and trying to be alert.
Okay. Inside, like the guy saw on the outside, all of a sudden a light show appears out the top. So from where you are, you can't really see it, but you can see it looking out through the glass out to the top. So all the music, the volume goes up, electronic kind of vibes. Not. During this time, everybody seems to have started to dance and move around a little bit more, and Baron hasn't come back. About half. Kira, your party, or your invitation to the party, has tried to drink you under the table, but only failed in making himself incredibly drunk. Doesn't really notice that you. Telling him about this beautiful lady that he eventually turns around and goes, "Oh, she's gone. Bottoms up." And a bit like you do. The prince, after a while, he's on around, sort of comes up to the bar, not directly next to you, down at the end of the orders a drink. He's kind of just looking up at your direction. And eventually, after about 5 minutes, starts to made him bar coming, making it look like he's kind of sort of dancing time and nodding. As he gets closer to you, he kind of just nods, semicircle, sort of pushes them sort of away. His sister's standing at the bar drinking cards. And the other one's making a circle around. Here, you watch this kind of happen, and it's very clear that they've created where no one. What's a pretty lady like you?
Waiting for the party to be over so I can go somewhere and actually have some fun.
Sounds like my kind of party.
Well, I happen to know a couple of really nice spots to party.
Sure, we can.
Ooh, I like the way you think, but I like to dance first and drink and maybe try some other stuff before the private party.
Gives a real big barkeep, brilliant whiskey. Brilliant whiskey. Leave the bottle. Barman sort of guests and I've got somewhere. Party. Now I have vacate quietly.
That depends on where you want to go.
I have a private room.
Why don't we save that private room for after a bit of a party? I know a place that's not too far from here that is going to be outstanding. We can dance, we can laugh. I happen to have a little something that will take the edge off. But we can't do it here, not with all this security around, not with the risk of being caught by the Hutts.
Sort of looks up through the glass. Slugs.
I know what they do to people who break their rules. And pretty girl like me, I won't stand a chance.
Be you will. Come with me. Chain. Jorah, bring her. One of the guards steps up next. Gently holds out his hand. And
I will pick up the whiskey bottle and take a swig straight from the bottle and then put it down on the table, just on the bar, just a little bit loud so that Kira can hear and just get her attention. Like hopefully she's paying attention. And then she'll see me put my hand in the guard's hand and I'll happily like walk off with them.
so you see Kira.
Just putting the light on 1 sec.
What you see, Kira, is this ching that draws you a bottle of. But you hear this sound that draws you. See Lynn sort of give a bit of the eye as she her hand very elegant. And as one, this unit, including the princess, start walking. Whereas before they used to have a square around the two people, they're now like an arrowhead. One guard in the front, two to the side. You got then Lynn being They make a straight line all the way out the front. We find Remix, who keep an eye on the door, hanging about outside, and we see Guido and Click Clack, who are observing from afar. And you see the guards walk out in this formation. Guys, it looks side on. They just they walk straight out, pushing people out the way with their straight.
Remix will speak into Lynn's ear and say,
I see you. Do you want me to approach?
You're muted.
Yes. And as I see Remux approaching, we'll say to the prince, "This is my god. Do you mind if he comes along?"
give us a nod.
Wait outside. Change. And keep walking with you. Guard at the back, then up the ramp, then stop Remix at the bottom of the ramp. So from those and Clicks for you. See Remix standing guard at the bottom of the ramp now. Translation. Stone faced. Hanging in.
Could I try a coercion check? Your tone implies I shouldn't bother.
To the prince or to the guard?
to either.
It's going to fail.
The guard's not going to let me. It'll be the prince, wouldn't it?
From the way I understand, the prince's motive is going to try and get lucky and doesn't necessarily guard with him. So I'm pretty sure he without giving.
I'm going to try.
I'm going to have a daunting check with the prince.
What Remix is going? It's not going to be a dick. It's coercion. He's just going to say, "I won't be any trouble, and I'll wait outside your room. But it's my job to keep her safe." Something like that, something inoffensive. He's not going to be in the room. He just wants to be outside the door, like any good pimp or security guard. 1 yellow, 2 greens, and 4 purple.
Have a blue, because I suspect Lynn will back you up on this one.
Yes, I was going to say, can I give him a blue? Because I'm definitely going to be like, I would feel so much better if he was here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all reasonable. 1 yellow, 2 green, a blue, and as a Zabrak, I get 1 auto advantage from my race. So that would be added on. Fail. With advantage.
The prince smiles at you. Just doing. No. Wait here with Jorah. And then you watch him lead Lynn up, and again, stand at the bottom. And that.
The whole way along, Lynn is talking to the sister, whose name is Shen. Making friends, being conversational, because she was forced to come with us, and just to kind of make friends with her.
Then you notice with Shen, talk to her, acknowledges you. Bond. Nodding, as if she's of maybe body language, but she is not say yes, no, oh, that's lovely. She's not responding to body language.
I get the vibe that she's just submissive to her brother and does whatever the hell he says.
Sure. Shen, go get changed. We're going out. As you go up the ramp into lovely looking crawler. It you may not have known, but it may have been served for a military purpose at some point, but actually very nicely forged now. It's a royal vehicle. It's got trophies, hunting trophies along the walls. There's paintings, royal crest, or your crest is of places. And the prince leads you to what, well, it's the door. The door opens the door, and it's a very nice stateroom. Stately room. It has a bed, a refresher, clothing, and the guard posts himself outside the door, and he says, "Shen, get ready." Just you, his room.
I'll happily go in.
Door all closed behind him and you. Guard is, and he, it was just a packet. He invites you in and pats the bed and says, "Sit. This will take just a few minutes." Walks off to the pressure and hear the shower turn on, and you can feel the heat, steam coming down. So, what's a nice girl like you being on Tatooine, especially Mos Eisley?
You know, I love the heat. And I heard there was a banquet.
Oh, if you like the heat, maybe you should come in here. And you hear like a as he's laughing. and he
Lynn will, I was going to say, Lynn will walk up to the doorway and just stand, seductively, one arm up against the wall and just lean like casually against the wall.
And he's in there, shower, naked, got a brush, scrubbing himself. Welcome to join me. Take a bit long for our party to start. If
My good sir. She'll take off her scarf and drop it on the floor. And then she'll just, I wouldn't want to tire you out before we hit the dance floor.
to give another cheesy floor, gets out the shower, goes and pushes like a switch on the wall. The bed up to the wall, and up comes a pole in the middle of his room, and there's maybe you could dance for me.
Absolutely.
And he'll watch you dance around the pole while he puts some clothes on. Once he's ready, he goes, "I'm ready. Oh, I need Nito, you see. Public."
Do you party?
That's where we.
Do you take substances to enhance your party?
Yes.
I'm going to spend, before you say no, I am going to spend a light side point to say that he does.
Oh, yes. Browser, he doesn't. Let's go. I hear the Huts. Wonderful.
That's where I was going to suggest we go.
Great. Speeder. Send his guard off to go prep. From the outside, I'll come back to you, Andrew, in a second. And Leclerc, you see underneath the speeder like a ramp. You don't quite see all of it because it's wheels, but you see something clear forward. Then Rimex, you hear this and turn around, and out from behind the ramp and solid gold, like chromy gold. Then Shen, we're leaving. Shen comes out of her room, sort of shakes her head, then goes back in. He goes, "Your loss." Back out the guard in tow, and then as you come down, you see this kind of solid gold speeder waiting for you. Hop in.
Yeah. I will make sure Remux comes with.
Yeah, I'm approaching.
Kira, what have you done? You've watched these guys leave the party. Let's say between this point and those guys jumping in this, there's 30 minutes past.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the party. So as they were leaving, I probably would have let everybody know that Lynn was on the way out. And then sort of followed along, but not at a close distance. Probably grab the speeder, and just hang around somewhere close enough that it'll only take me 2 or 3 minutes to get in range of the big scary vehicle.
Okay. So, speeder starts. Remix, you get to sit in the back with it. Very friendly. You watch the speeder. The guys in the hotel. Watch the speeder go down pathway from venue, watching a party. About a minute, and you pull up right out front.
Questions. When the prince and princess went to their monstrosity, obviously I say all the guards. Some guards went, and amount of guards went. Did they all go with the prince?
The 4 guards went on. There were 2 for each one. One stayed at the bottom. 3 that went forward. Only one came back out.
Okay. So the prince has got 2, and the big monstrosity's got 2 on it for the princess. Princess. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Easy.
More questions? You got any questions? So the speeder pulls up to the front of the club. Then the prince out. Norman goes, "Oh, it's you!" And oh, my prince, and you're 83rd on the list. First, sheep, you. Otherwise, she'll have to wait. Rolls his eye. Okay, got it. Come with me. Take you to the table. As you walk past Lynn, he goes, "Don't worry, your friend paid your entry fee yesterday." In with the, he will look at Remix up and down, and the other 2. Right, take you into the, takes you to a bit sea. So there was one wall. Looks like it was on the other side of this wall. You actually realise now that this is glass, so you can right through into the party up from the other glass. But this is kind of a private area, different type of private bar, larger booth, more plush than the pools in here are very not like a kind of thing. They are literally.
I wasn't disarmed, was I? Because I'm with them.
Nor were the other.
Nice.
And in this area, this couple of people early party. So there's probably 10 to 12 people back here. The front end of the club is a little bit more. Have a.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm going to make it hard. I'm going to give you a blue because you're doing your bodyguard.
So, so 3 purple, but a blue because this is my job right now. Flat success.
Nice. So you walk in, and a lot of security. They check the exits. They try to make sure Guido was looking for exits. And in this room, so you kind of look for the exits. What you notice is that the door that you were looking happens to be a hatch in, and there is a door behind the bar. But as you kind of just watch, see that the person at the bar is clearly going out the back, cleaning glasses, and coming back. If there's an
Mhm.
So the doorman will lead you over to a largest. There we go. Get it out. A large book, and sit down and fingers for drink. And the guards will kind of not not as close as they were in the party. Less people here. They don't need to be right next. They kind of give him a little. And Remix, they'll guide you as well, sort of closer to them, and you notice that they're kind of like just fronting it, doing what you would do. So, shall we start this part?
So, my good sir, this particular brand of neutron pixie has been known to have bad hallucinogenic effects on some people. And I would very much like to make sure nothing bad happens to you.
Sure, I'll be okay. I've taken.
Oh, yeah. This is the good stuff.
Prince only has the good stuff.
That's fair. Are you sure you're willing to roll the dice?
Yes. I'm game with.
Lynn, like, in her head just goes, well, shit. And then promptly breaks out the pixie and shares it.
I don't know how big.
That sounded like when you read the articles that are written by like church guys and stuff about this person did one marijuana, and like we did the pixie. Yes, we did drugging with the pixies.
Yes.
Not knowing how one imbibes, said.
I have no idea how it is imbibed.
Let's say it's just placed on the tongue.
Gary, Richard, how'd you do hallucinogenics?
In a tea, or a drop on the tongue, or a drop in a pastel. Depends what it is.
Yeah. On your gums?
Could snort it.
Let's say it's a small.
So according to the wiki, it's a spice. So maybe it's like snuff.
Well, this is a special brand.
Oh yeah.
Let's say it's a liquid form. Gets into your system a bit.
I've just realised where we've gone wrong here. We're actually giving them drugs rather than just tranquilizers.
Yeah. That would have been a good alternative, definitely.
Flip a light side point. Click Clack actually switched out Lynn's drugs for tranquilizers. Go.
Are you doing that? Okay. I've got a
No,
fun
this
way of
is
doing
this
it.
is Ross's. Yeah, I don't want to.
No, please save me from myself.
You've got 2 light side points left.
No, I think the hallucinogenics will be a laugh.
Yeah.
So
Go for that.
it's liquid form, right? So that's what we saying. Pure form. So you get out the vials, like little dobbers. That's the way I imagine. It goes, oh, good stuff. He picks up his one, gestures for you to pick up yours, and he does that. You know, when you're drinking champagne as a couple, where you sort of
Mhm.
he goes, bottoms up. He watches you to make sure you're doing it.
Yeah, of course.
He'll poke his long lizard up and do it. Okay, this is a potent form of. So I'm going to time jump 15 minutes. Does anyone want to do anything in this?
This is where you spend a light side point that you say that yours is actually just water, Ross. That's what the light side point's for.
No, Lynn's too much of a party animal. She won't do that. She'll just go fucking balls to the walls.
I I think Click Clack will have a conversation with Guido, which I'm just going to have a conversation with Gary about because it's a lot easier than trying to have a long conversation in character voice. Does Guido think it's worth maybe trying to get on board the crawler and seeing what's going on with the princess in case whatever?
I was wondering about.
What's the character's name? It's just Lynn's. Whatever Lynn's doing with the prince in there goes wrong.
Yeah, I was wondering about going on the crawler, but just my instant assumption is that it will be like security up the wazoo. I mean, we can scope it out.
It's Star Wars. No one expects you to steal a Star Destroyer.
I mean, yeah, can certainly scope it out. Let's go down and have a look, because at this point we can do nothing.
Well, I think one of us should stay up here just to keep an eye out. That's why I thought maybe with 2 of us here, it might make sense for one of us to go.
Who did we determine was the more stealthy?
I am metagaming. I am
Is this metagame?
only slightly stealthy over my natural stealthing abilities.
Out of the 2 of you, you would have a better idea. From your history.
Okay.
You would think.
Also, you have to tranquilize abilities.
So I got a stealth in there with a massive rifle. I like a challenge. Okay, yeah, I can go down. Cover me! I'm going in.
Now, backtracking on time, you decide this as the speeder was going, or have you decided this in the last 15? So, I'll come to you in a minute. But over this 15-minute period,
Click Clack thought about it for a bit while it was going away, and then we had a conversation over a period of time.
They move slowly.
So let's say within that 15 minutes, pass between that you have got down from the bell tower and made your way over to. They need to be out and walk. Ross, I would like.
Well, this is going to go really, really well.
Start off with an easy.
Oh, thank God.
Nice. Right. So you've taken these drugs. 15 minutes has passed. You've been talking and having a drink, and you feel yourself sort of. You're on a mission. So you kind of feel yourself easy, and what you start to see is swirls of. You're like, no, I'm on a mission. try and refocus yourself. The prince sort of does the same ever so slightly. He's sort of conversation telling you about a hunt that he's done. Sort of kind of just goes, "No, yes, I was hunting one day," and then Richard, from your side of the room, at the end.
So they're in the booths, right?
Yep.
And I assume me and the other security guards were next to the booth. Are we not then?
Not a lot of people in here. You've sort of given them a little bit more.
Okay. All right. Cool. Sorry, what was your question?
I was just going to say, you watch them take this drug, see them having a few, and the conversation seems to be flowing back. And after about 15, kind of sort of see Lynn sort of shake her head, see the prince kind of sort of vaguely.
Remix will be relaying to the others. Maybe because he's obviously standing with the other two security guards, and he can't be mumbling next to them because I think it's weird. He'll look like he's just doing his normal like security work. He'll pace off, go and look at something, and as he paces off, he'll be like,
The blood test plan seems to have failed. Lynn and the prince have taken the drug. So, no blood test happening here. We need to move to plan B or C or D. I've lost track.
So he'll relay that.
Perfect.
And one more question, sorry. What are the other security guards armed with? I've been standing with them and following them around. What can I see they're armed with, please?
Large pikes.
Mm-hmm.
Got some blades at their side, or like a large machine side, and blaster pistols.
Okay, thank you.
Kira, you are the vehicle, not far away, and this message has just come across on that the blood extraction plan has gone up, and you need to move to Plan B.
I'm gonna go over the comms and ask if we think that a drug-tainted blood will be fine, or should we move on to the second target?
Try and convince the sister?
Yeah, so Guido is currently on down to the crawler to try and infiltrate and obtain the sample.
I had almost made it to the bar. I think maybe I should come back. Damn it. I'm gonna, as I pull up to the bar, I'm gonna just do a U-turn and head straight back towards the crawler, annoyed. And I'm gonna give it some extra acceleration because
Kira,
speed.
could you potentially draw the guard's attention from the ramp?
I'll see what I can do.
They're not at the ramp, but they went inside and didn't. So Kira is driving back to. You make it to the bottom. Before you make it to the bottom, good clack. The Overwatch. Something shiny catches you out the corner. Bug-like. What you see coming down the street towards the Hutt is two Jewbacks pulling Harriet. Very solemn-looking gentleman.
He's going from the venue to the Hutt.
Towards the Hutt.
Okay.
Then you watch Guido. Sort of reach towards the bottom of the ramp. Before I switch back to guys inside, Kira, are you doing anything? Action.
Yeah, what can I see?
So as you come back up the road, maybe you drive past Max and where it may be. You can see that the crawler is still there. The ramp is down. There's no guards at the front, but you can see sort of Guido leaning against the sort of corner of the closest building.
Waiting for an opening.
Do I know where the king and queen are?
Quick like can answer.
Look like where are the king and queen?
They're still inside the building, the hut, the banquet hall.
I think the best distraction would be to cause a security commotion at the main building and get all the security off that. What do you think?
But that would attract all of the security from the main building as well. That might be too much heat.
Are there any like access ladders on the side of this thing?
Perception check. Yeah.
Guido.
The car ramp's still down underneath.
Nick, remember. It is down. Russ. I need a check from you.
1 success and 2 advantages.
So yeah, you look around and you can access ladder, which is currently down.
Could I just climb the ladder? Actually, will I know where that ladder goes? Is that one that I will have recognised from the... Is this a modification, or is that something that was on the previous versions?
No, that
no, it wasn't.
It goes inside, but where it will bring you out inside.
Shit sticks.
Right.
I'm going to, as I go past the main building towards the thingy-mabob, I'm going to say who's up for a race as I go past some speeders and just give it a lot of revs. And then I'm just going to do like a race around the speeder and try and just get like other people involved in like a bit of a like a ad hoc pod race and just
Have like a
create a hell
fast
of a
and
lot of
furious in the
noises
streets.
and circles and donuts and like all those sort of things.
So you see from passing your halfway down the ramp coming out, you just sees a pairs of legs and they half one. That will give a standing halfway up the ramp. So Lynn, you had another roll for me. Thank you very much. Another sort of 10 minutes has passed while these guys, and you kind of see those dancing lights in the eyes again. Shake your head, shake it off, and he kind of very similarly does the same thing. Remix, both of them roughly the same. That's sort of just sort of little bat and shake, but then continue. Okay, don't see anything else. Remix.
I've got maybe an idea, but I might do it on the next time you come back to us.
So, Kira, you're driving round. Can I have a piloting planetary check? I'm going to have a hard one, please, just to see how well you're. Guido, can I have a stealth check?
I didn't roll my purple last time. What would you like it to?
What?
For the perception. I didn't roll purple for the perception check. Sorry.
Don't worry about that. So this is stealth now. So I'd like you to roll purples.
3 purples. Do I get that blue?
Yeah, you can have them. So Andrew, you're doing donuts. You're doing tricks that you shouldn't be able to do in this. Put it up on its side. You've got it turning around, and people are cheering in the streets. And party, street entertainment! Oh, it's an amazing party, and they're cheering you along, watching you. The guards from the ramp sort of actually come down a little bit further just to sort of watch you. So now they're still standing on the ramp, but they're just at the bottom and So another check the character. Have a Guido.
Is it both guards coming down? Sorry, or is it just the one?
I would like to do like a little ramp off the bottom of the ramp. So like while they're still like halfway up, I'm gonna use it as like a bit of a feature.
Maybe that's the reason. Bottom, they're more annoyed that you ramp rather than being an answer key. You make it underneath the crawler through the gaps in the walls. You where the bays come down. There is a ladder. This isn't a modification scene. And you climb the ladder, and it brings you into a large area. Obviously, the floor's not there because it's gone down, but there's an access door. Unfortunately, going up the ladder, you knock your rifle on. You hear just this echo go dong 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 dong. Storage. So not necessarily someone would know where you were, but a noise has been made. That's your advice.
Hopefully, that's drowned out by all the noise that Andrew's making.
Okay. So this has only taken about a minute for us to get it. So climb up into the belly of this and open this. Looks a little bit more. Looking at them, it's been retrofitted very differently from how you would back in the day. These are primarily carriers or prison. This one has been heavily modified, where troops would have sat edge very close. Might be able to. What you do hear though, you hear voices talk on. No, you don't necessarily hear talking.
There are other guards. Sneaky, sneaky.
Oh yeah, stealthing all the way. I'm just wondering where I'm going to be going. Can I violently check in with Remux and be like, because Remux is on here, is in the crawler, right? He's not.
He's in the nightclub. Wasn't allowed on the.
Oh god, okay, I missed that bit.
Down the road.
Hit. Right, okay. Any pads on the wall or something I can use to get like a map?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep. You can have a computer check to see proper.
Hooters.
Let's have an average to see. Nice.
3 success, 3 threats.
Right. So
someone knows I'm looking.
Oh yes, somebody knows you're looking. So you are looking in the system, and you find basically a deck plan, and it has allocation. Very clearly see which room number. Shens. Looking at the deck plan, you also notice on the lower level where you were a minute ago, the barracks, and there's a standing guard of 10.
Oh shit. Right, okay.
However, in the camera up in driving port, a little lightsaber.
Fuck. Need to be quick. Okay. Go for it. Good to think I'm gonna do.
Go back into the bar. I'd like another resilient.
Lynn is slowly but surely feeling the effects more and more. And she knows that as soon as she can't hold herself anymore, she has to do something a little bit drastic. Let's see what happens. That's a lot of failures and an advantage. So, can I give you the advantage? The advantage is she feels the hallucinogenic coming over, and she knows she's not going to be able to control herself. So she throws herself at this guy and just like starts making out with him.
Okay. Before I come to you, I'm gonna flip over a dark side to a light side. And him very disgruntled Baron Skeeler, who was ditched at the party by. He walks in, looks. You see him walk through the door. He looks really downtrodden. The Dawn was leading him in. Goes, "Oh, in here, sir. Help yourself."
And when you say walks in through the door, you mean of the club, not into the VIP, yeah?
No, I mean,
Can I accost him?
so he walks in looking a little bit sad, like he's been ditched for the night. He's been punched in the stomach. Now coming to the nightclub, and he walks in, and that's my date.
Remix will approach him swiftly. I have no idea how I'm going to handle this. And be polite and say, "Oh, I guess I know what I'm going to do." It's going to be horrible, though.
Do it. Do it to an NPC.
Remix is going to approach him and say, Sir, you remember me?
That's my date over there.
I would advise you to keep your voice down.
I will not.
Excuse me. It will say, do you know who she's sitting with?
You know who I am.
I do. And I think you know you didn't deserve a woman like that. I think you know in your heart of hearts, she wasn't into you, really. Thing is, she's a whore. And I'm her pimp. And I would advise you to stay back. She's now with the Trandoshan King. Prince, I should say. And I would advise you to keep your mouth shut. If you know what's good for you.
How dare you, sir? And all of a sudden a white glove comes across your cheeks. I challenge you.
I'll take that challenge, but I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Out a blade from Dean. Shing.
Say it. Say it.
Oh, but I will.
Okay.
I thought about that, Gary, saying there's something.
Yeah.
What did I mean? Oh, that's the sword. Yeah, this is the sword. What is the what? Which am I rolling? It's not a surprise necessarily. Is that cool? Oh, he's gonna go first because I've got one green and cool. What happened there? Oh, that's what you are. Fucking hell. I got nada. He's going first, but I can take it.
So he has slapped you across the face with his glove, initiated, drawn a blade, and he advances and swipe at you. He swings. He's a little bit upset, and he goes and misses.
I mean, if he swings, then he shouldn't mind that she's with another man, right?
Very true. He swings his sword with rapier, and he misses, but he step back dice against you. However, I did forget about your miss, which
It is 2.
don't worry about that. He missed. He didn't back die. Went in for a stab, completely missed. It's over to you to return your sweet. Very luckily, Wealthy Noble was on the next page. Great.
Remix does not intend to kill this fool. And what he would like to do is to embarrass him by disarming him and pushing him to the ground. He'd like to take the dagger from him and push him to the ground.
Are you going to do a brawl check to try and disarm him or something like that?
I guess so. Well, I'm better with an improvised weapon. I quite like to not use my sword or my dagger and grab an improvised weapon and twat him with an improvised weapon to embarrass him. Is there any melee weapon that's not something brutal that I can grab?
Ooh.
Beat him with his own cane.
Or a bottle or something.
Oh yeah, so he drew a dagger from the cane. Can I grab his cane stick and twat him with
Yes, you can.
Okay, so that will be a melee check then. So 2 yellows, 2 greens.
2 purples and a.
Didn't we say I didn't get the black?
No,
in the end?
he's got defense.
2 yellows, 2 greens, 2 purples, a black. 5 success, 1 triumph, and an advantage. Okay, I'd like to describe it then. So he's swinging at me with a dagger, right?
Well, it's a rapier.
Rapier. Okay, so he just turns as the dagger comes forwards, and then he grabs the arm that's got the cane in, grabs it so that arm releases the cane. He grabs the cane, twats him with it, and then starts advancing on him aggressively, saying, "Leave now if you know what's good for you. You're outmatched, sir."
Just falls on his butt, like sort of pedals backwards, falls to his butt with his legs spread out. Goes, "This tank can't get any worse." He just sits there crying like a child on the floor, but makes no attempt to leave. He's just crying on the floor, as if he didn't hear your like.
Okay, I'll drop his cane in his lap, and then I'll look to the security of the venue and, like, with authority, point out, like, look, this guy's making a scene. It's your job to deal with this.
So they will just grab him under the arms, grab his thing, and then drag him back out. You then turn back to going on in the room, and that's when you see Liv thrown herself on Trandoshan, whether it's part of the plan A, B, C, F, Z. I don't. Nobody knows. But you do notice
It's Plan D.
Hey, that was it. Yeah.
And you see the Trandoshan at the bar, and they make eye contact with you, hold you out a shot of something glass as a like a. They still don't talk. They just kind of hold it out to you and pass you on the shoulder and kind of semi-involve you, but like they're still not really.
I've earned their respect. Nice.
Long in there, right, Guido?
Hello.
What's going on in here?
I am going to make my way to the princess's room.
Okay.
Quietly.
You make it unhindered.
Oh, fat. Cool. Is there a keyhole I can look through?
No keyholes and stuff.
Of course there isn't. Of course there isn't. Can I put my ear to the door and just, like, hear her in there? What's she doing? Can't work out what she's doing.
You go to the door, but there's not. I mean, I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any sounds of like large activity. Not like she's stomping around the room or throwing things around the room away.
I'm assuming that this is like the vehicle's still on,
Yeah.
as it were. Like, you know, when you're on a ferry and it just constantly
Vibrations.
vibrating, humming the vehicle itself.
I knock on the door and I say in my best generic Spanish accent, "Housekeeping?" No. I don't fucking know. Sorry. I'm just going to open the door and deal with it as I go. I'm going to open the door. Can I open the door? Can you let me open the door?
Sure, open the door. Go ahead. Okay.
With blaster in hand, set to stun. What do I see?
See a a blade in her hand, defensively standing behind something.
Oh. I'm going to walk in and close the door and lock it.
On initiative.
Fuck. Can I not just fire straight away? This is how I die,
You
isn't
walked in and closed the door. It's like you had ample opportunity to
it?
do
That's
it.
true.
Give me your blood if you want to leave.
Yeah, pretty much. What did she get? 3 successes.
Yeah.
What? It's cool, isn't it? Right?
It is cool.
Brilliant. I got a success and advantage.
So you step into the room, lock the door, and back to face where she was, and she's no longer there. She's half in the air, throwing herself at you, dagger first.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
You trigger an alarm, you know.
Oh, shit.
So she comes flying across the room and takes a swipe at you.
Of course she does. Why is she like hench?
Have you got any melee defense?
Any melee defense?
No.
Like a knife? Or what? What do you mean, like armor or something?
Melee, not the soak. Will be defense ranged or.
A low soak on your character sheet if you're using Ogdudes.
Where is my soak? I've got 2 soak. Oh, 0 range, 0 melee. Fuck.
Okay. So she comes crashing across the room, dagger in hand, but she doesn't actually strike you with a dagger. She strikes you with her claws.
Fuck.
And these hit you, and they do 4, 5 damage. Minus your soak.
So. Yay. Okay, that's not terrible.
But as she does her swipes, she kind of, and the momentum, she kind of oversteps herself a little bit, so you can have dice against her.
Yay!
And it's your turn.
Joy. Can I just stun her? I just want to stun her. Can I use the pistol to just be like,
Andy, you have to upgrade the deck because
fine by me. Ranged light.
but what we'll do for add difficulty, add an extra purple dice. Normally you do 1 at short.
Okay.
Dice because
Yep.
close because of overextending.
Cool. 1 success, 3 advantages. Yes,
What's
I
your
want
stun?
to stun. 2 seconds.
I think it's the same as the weapon damage, but you do it to the character's strain instead of their wounds. So roll it as if it was normal damage, and then do it as strain.
So yeah, damage 5. I was 1 out of a critical as well, but oh well.
Trying to stun someone.
Critical stun, right? It just stuns them instantly. Surely. Okay.
But you can use those to impose. Give yourself either blue dice for the next check, or you a black dice for backwards. The way I have it thematically, she attacks you, you shoot her, she stumbles back from top of the stun, and then prone or something.
Can I like mix and match? Like give myself 2 blue and her 1 black.
Yeah.
Cool. I'd like to do that, please.
So she falls back from the blaster shot. Falls over a little bit, scrambles back up, and just throws herself at you.
Yes.
And she hits.
Fuck.
Doing 4 damage this time.
Okay, that's okay. It's all right.
I'm gonna give you a black die.
What? Just trading shit. Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, another pwee. Another pew pew. Success. 1 success, 1 advantage.
So are you keeping that as a blue for your check, or you?
Yeah, I guess I'll keep it as a blue.
So
Can I just remind Gary that he has maneuvers that he can do? So you can use your maneuver to take cover or aim or something on your turn. So remember to do that because you can give yourself an edge.
Will aiming help though in this scenario?
Give you
'Cause
an extra
If you aim, you get,
gives you an extra what? Sorry.
blue dice.
Oh fuck yeah! All right, cool. Right.
Roll that blue dice.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hold on, because I've prepared my dice for the next one. Roll. Ah, sweet. 2 extra advantages. So
Carry
how,
over
how
the
can
blues.
so there are 3 blues. Lovely.
So she knocked back a little bit, but again, she comes in close again. Trying to do this time, not actually trying to swipe at you. She's trying to barge you out the way. You're in the way of the
Yeah.
so she wants out. So I'm going to make a brawn check. Throw you out.
Oh my god! I should have made them blacks.
I'm going to make it as if it's sorry, not a melee check. With if it's in me. And she fails. So she tries to come in close. She's not attacking floor. She tries to come in close and literally just grab hold of you and trying to shift you. But what she does is physically moves you, but not enough to get past. To impose all 3 of
Can
those
I?
black dice. She
Of
sort
course
of
she
pushes
is.
you aside to.
Just 2.
it's two advantage for a black
to
dice.
issue a black dice. So yeah, so she'll give you 1 black dice from 2 carry a blue.
1 black dice. Cool. Sweet. Alright, cool. Once more then. Fucking me.
That
Yes.
is roll 1.5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Come on.
Hang on, he lifted purple out.
Oh, come on,
Ah,
Gary.
Oh, stop cheating, Gary.
Yeah, my
roll
bad.
Purple. Come on.
What a dickhead.
Just the purple.
I think you
Just
every time.
Oh, whoops! I forgot.
2 purple or 3 purple.
2. But you can have 3 for cheating.
All right. No, that is fair. That is fair. Oh fuck.
It makes absolutely no difference at all. It's just the advantages of.
Okay.
So
Bad.
you are pushed to the side as she tries to make a break for the door, but she doesn't get you out of the way enough to try and get. And you come back.
Sorry, I was going to ask. Does this actually stun her, or is she still conscious?
No,
Okay,
she's
cool.
gonna stun you.
Thematically, I'd like to say she tries to run, like to kind of like shoulder barge me out of the way, but Guido just steps to the side and basically lets her run headfirst into the door, and then just collapses.
Fair enough. Shooter for good measure, just for the extra
Yes,
stun.
yeah. She's got some. What the fuck was that, Richard? I have no idea what that motion is
It
meant
was
to be.
gangster shooting.
Right.
Shooting someone who's on the ground.
Sorry, I thought you were like jerking. Yeah, I thought you were jerking someone off for some
What it looked
reason.
like from the camera angle.
I was like,
okay, so the Shen runs past and basically full on headbutts the door in a desperate pass. She falls to
She
the ground,
runs Shenlong into the door.
and you shoot her just for good. And
says to herself, and stay down.
on the floor down you. Ocean fell.
I have my way with her, and then take some blood. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so you whip out. You're gonna have to whip out your duty.
I must have like a small extraction device with me. Have I
Oh.
got to use the sniper rifle at close range?
Yeah.
You just stab her with one of the tranquilizer darts.
She does that. Stabs her with the tranquilizer
So
dart.
you managed to get a vial of blood. I'm going to come back to you in a second.
Oh. Fuck.
Escape from this place. You did set off an alarm. Okay.
Ah.
Right, Kira, you've been around. Click back. Seconds. You've been driving around outside, creating a commotion. The guards at the bottom of the ramp are still watching, and you've generated quite a large crowd. See your young nobles that have come out of the party that are clearly intoxicated. You do ushered their drivers out of their speeders. Their attempt But the crowd is starting to. Some speeders are starting to crash and knock people over, and not going too well. All right, which for you it's going perfect, but it's starting to cause a bit of ruckus. We're starting to get some unwanted attention. Clack. You have no idea what's going on. You have no idea what's going on in the nightclub because you're just watching Kira go around. But what do you see from your position, VIP? See a lot of people sort of on the side, sort of looking down on what's going on, talk to each other. A large amount of guards come to the edge to look going on, and then they.
Kira, the heat might be turning up for a minute. It's probably time for you to leave.
Get snacks.
That sounds like a good idea. I might give them one last rile up and then get out of here. And I basically I head up and I challenge somebody that they on a speeder that's sort of maybe come alongside and say, I bet you can't make it up that ramp. And then I they head off, and as they head off towards the ramp, I'm just gonna peel off and disappear because everybody's gonna be looking at this idiot on a speeder going straight towards the ramp.
Two things. One, I expect you to answer Click Clack's call with a woo as you were spinning around in circles. And secondly, if you give me a light side point, I will allow that speeder to crash into as it goes up the ramp to.
Done and done.
Okay. So
Lovely.
you are spinning around, doing all these tricks. You get the message, and then you kind of just person, bit of a race, and tell them go up this ramp. I bet you can't do that. Maybe you go alongside them and give them a little bit of a nudge in the right direction or something along the lines. But the two guards jump out of the way really super fast as this speed right up the ramp and crashes into the. And from the Clack's point of view, it sees it kind of rock slightly. And then often Clack can see position that all has gone into chaos around the crawler. Lights immediately come on surrounding it, all lights, and you unmistakably see the. You also see guards charge down the ramp and starting to. However, before they make the perimeter, Guido, something has just crashed into this. You've stabbed this woman. They've got blood. Something has crashed into. Hear an alarm go off, and now's the time to leave. How are you?
Is there a window in the room?
No.
Is there a window in? Is there a? What was this room previously? Like a barracks or something, right?
Yeah.
Is there a hatch? Maintenance hatch.
A hatch?
Light side point. There's a maintenance hatch?
Yes, there is a maintenance hatch. It's
Perfect.
Hidden behind some paneling because they've renovated this. But you're
Yep.
Over there is a hatch that I.
Yeah, just starts tearing stuff, not tearing stuff, but just moving
It's
stuff
point.
away.
Oh, flip it.
Flip it. Flip.
Yeah, so you just tear off the paneling, find the hatch, very easily comes away and reveals out and climb up on top. Drop down.
Could I drop down to the floor? Is it not too far?
Yeah, I'm gonna make you take.
All right. Is it?
Don't worry, you've got a grav chute on.
Do I actually have a grab chute on?
We all had grav chutes.
Holy shit snacks. I'll be using the grab chute.
I'd like to do something now.
Yes, go ahead.
Where I'm sort of watching what's going on, I see this little hatch open, and a little Guido head pops out and has a little look around. And I see Guido going to crawl out the hatch, and there's these spotlights roaming around. Obviously, the guns are up the top. I can't do anything like that. But I'd like to take a shot at the spotlight that's essentially over Guido, so I can take it out and give Guido an opportunity to leave without being spotted by the spotlights.
requires long to extreme.
Probably long. Extreme would be like on the edge of town because the range bands increment quite heavily.
Sure. This is I guess it's a target though, right? So long with
Yeah. No,
sure.
aim. Long is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Worst roll he could
Makes up for all the other times I didn't roll it.
have.
I feel like this isn't. No, I know that's very wrong. I know this is right. I hope this is right. Oh, because this is shit itself. There we go. That's it's right. Okie dokie. How? Just somehow managed to succeed on that. So, blast rifle, ranged heavy, long range, 9 damage, and I will give the distraction of shooting out the light gives Guido the opportunity, or a blue, or wherever you are. I can either give him a blue or give him the opportunity to escape into the darkness nearby. Her to escape into the
I'm going to
darkness.
allow her to escape. So you fire a shot. How does Guido react? A shot's been fired. Wasn't warm.
Covering support coming in.
There we go.
Right, that closed that up then.
Yep. So this shot comes from the bell tower. Well, it hits the.
And then I fucking leave because there's big guns on the top of that thing.
So do you just jump out as well? Okay. So what we see is cinematically, pew, off the side.
When she opens this little maintenance hatch, are there like roofs around? Is there possibly a roof around? Roofs nearby? I assume. Like yes.
This is really large, so yes, you could make a jump for the roof.
No, she's still going to use the grav chute, but kind of just like have a look out, see what's around. If there's a roof nearby, she's kind of just going to give herself a bit of a run up, like run, dive.
Yeah, so you're gonna
grav
use
chute down.
an athletics check, right? So you're gonna try.
Oh,
The
right.
grav chute just helps you descend, doesn't help you make jumps. So if you're actually trying to
No. Not trying to make it like I'm not using the grav chute to help with my jump. Literally, just if there's something nearby, I'm going to try and jump towards it with my.
there's a rooftop. You just got to do an
Cool.
athletics check to dive out of the hole and land on the roof.
That might not. She's better. She's often better being stationary, but I'll give it a go.
Grav checks. The grav chute is going to allow you to take falling damage, but
yeah,
you're going to have to try and
that's fine.
jump through a hole and.
What purples?
Now,
before
I'm
I
going to
forget.
use your words against you here. You said
Oh no.
take a run up and then jump out. So this emergency hatch
jump
isn't huge. So I'm going to make
Yeah.
this hard.
Guido's a skinny lady, so
Yeah, fine. This is hard. This is. Go for it.
fuck. That's what I get for trying to be Flash. One success, 3 threats.
Okay, I'm going to make you take 3 strain.
All right.
So you take a run up, jump out of this hatch, make it across the gap. But as you're going, maybe the guards have spotted you, start to fire, and it just pushes you out because you're there and not prone, sorry, exposed. And you just hit the roof and start running.
Yes, she does. Like fucking GTFO.
How's it going, Lynn?
I wanted to know if Guido has let us know over comms that.
Not said a thing
No.
so far.
Fucking amateurs, man. Fucking amateurs.
Sorry, before you get too into it, Andrew walked away from his computer and it looked like he was walking into his background, which was superb.
I'm punishing you for not doing it.
for not being.
For not being clear
Yeah.
with your team.
Oh my god! I think
Okay.
on my mind. Okay. That's
How's
fair.
it going?
So in Lynn's mind, we still don't have a vial of blood. Okay. She's hallucinating, tripping balls, and she knows we're running out of time. So she's going to start leaning into this making out, and she's going to start getting a little bit aggressive, a little bit violent, just, like a couple slaps and, getting him into that kind of aggressive mode. And then, like, I'm assuming he takes to it. He's a big Trandoshan. He's up for it.
Well, I love the explanation, but I'd love to know if your body's doing what your brain is telling it to. Because you're heavily drugged, and I want to see if you can resist the effects of the drug.
It's
Happen?
just a hallucinogen, and I've done drugs before.
Yeah, but
Sure. What do you want?
You might be seeing a cartoon character thinking him and trying to slap it rather than. I'm going to have a hard resilience. I'm also going to roll hard resilience for him to see if he's still managing.
Holy fuck. How did I succeed that?
Pretty good. Right, okay. So you're telling your body to do things, your brain's all fuzzy, right, so right. And you start to get a bit rough with it. Remix, what you see from your side of the equation is these two people fucked up. But they managed to just hang in there ever so slightly with a bit of courage. Maybe Lynn beforehand could have done things a little bit subtly. She is off that train. This is now she's just trying to get the job done by any means. However, by the threats that I rolled, you're not happy because the prince is starting to get a bit rough with you. Threats that Ross rolled are Transdoshans aren't happy. She's getting rough.
Would you like a charm roll to see if he is into this? The prince is into it.
Yes.
And what difficulty would you like it at?
Charm.
Erect.
Yes, willpower. Opposing. I'm going to roll against you.
Okie dokie.
Ouch. Okay.
With a triumph.
So, see the Remix, see guards start to get a little bit agitated because you're slapping the prince. Kind of back and starting to get a little bit concerned. But then he just lets out this kind of sigh of ecstasy. He's high as a kite. He's getting slapped about, and this is and they kind of sort of back and put that sound before.
And Lynn is going to shout over to Remux and say, Remux, bring me my tools.
Okay. Remix will say to the other security guards, "It's okay, I've got this." And he's going to go over and approach Lynn and hold open his jacket. So nobody knows what exactly the tools are, but right there is the extraction syringe.
She gives him a big slap. Not Remix, just to clarify. She gives the prince a big slap, grabs the syringe, and then goes in for a big hug and a huge kiss, and just jabs him just like somewhere where she's hoping it's not going to hurt too much, just a little pinch, like in the fat around the just above the hip, kind of where people do their diabetes tests and things, their jabs, they go into that area there. So she'll just go big hug, jab in there, and hope for the best, I guess.
I want from you a medicine check. You're aiming for this like fatty area that may not hurt, but I would like a medicine check. I'm
It's gonna be bad.
gonna give you average difficulty, black dice, because it's still high as a kite trying to hit it hot.
Don't forget there is a little bit of extra pizzazz there because of the triumph from the last roll.
Yeah.
Gives a triumph effect is what the rule book reads. So there is an assistance there, should we say? Just if you want.
You know what? Fuck this. It's our last light side point. I'm just gonna flip it and say this shit happens, and it just works out. Dan, is that okay with you?
That's absolutely fine. I'm going to flip all of them, and now I win. So yes. So you know, give him a big slap, go to give him a big hug, shove it in, but it's that perfect,
Sorry.
perfect place where it kind of goes, oh, ecstasy, and you manage to correct a pile of blood. Now this has worked. I want to see if you get away without the other guards.
Remix is still standing right there. I imagine you do the hug and then we do a pass off back to Remix, is what I imagined. He's there ready to receive, as it were, after the deed's done.
Okay.
And then Lynn's gonna say, let's go back to your place. Now. Right now.
Okay, no worries. So the you give it off to Remix and he studies. Goes, oh yes.
I can't see what your arm did.
I'm clicking. Sorry, I'm clicking. Where's my?
Remix will walk to the other security guards and say,
I think they're ready to take things back to his room.
When you look back, the prince is like half asleep. Just clicking his fingers. They sort of nod and they go and pick him up, and one puts him under the arm, up under the arm. The other one starts to lead the way, and he looks at you, Remix, and goes, sort of lead you out, and you're led back.
he dies.
And you are led back through the club, and Dormer goes, done so soon. And he takes a look at the prince, goes, drink too much?
Just the right amount,
Says Remix.
Mum's the word. And the speeder comes up in front and he goes, have a good night. Tell your friends, Prince. Tell your friends. And then the speeder leaves. However, as you get back in the speeder, start to go back towards the crawler, all hell has broken loose at the front of it. Floodlights have kind of changed. See, the floodlights have come on the crawler. This is the first that Lynn and Remix have seen going on, and I'm going to stop the episode.
What?
I just wanted to add one thing. Lynn is completely blazed. And so she is hanging on Remix while she's walking out of this nightclub. She is like fucking like relying on him for support because she is broken.
Yes, I am going to stop here because this has gone on slightly longer than I thought it would. This was so much fun, and I don't want to rush finishing it off.
Fair.
Great.
So you can plan your escape.
Superb.
Run like the
There's a dark side point for each character and each file and each speed.
It's okay. We re-roll them at the start of the session.
Oh no, they are staying there. I will use them. Don't worry. No, okay, perfect. Well, that's yeah. I don't want to rush that ending. It's been going fun. crush it and say, "Oh, you ran away and escaped." Because very